What's up, guys? Chasing Lane here with episode number 60 of The Journey. And in today's episode, we have a transfer special. I wasn't sure if I was going to do one, but I decided to because we're going into our first season of the Welsh Premier League. Still a lot of turnover. I think you'll notice who there, who's gone, all that good stuff. I'll try and keep it as brief as I can because I made lots of changes. We'll just focus on the big names and go from there. But without any further ado, like, subscribe, ring the bell. I'll see you after the intro. So we're back, and we're going back on the finances screen, and that was largely so I didn't spoil anything, because every other page mentioned new signings, so don't read too much into this, aside from the fact that our scouting budget has somehow gone through the floor. I'm not sure how that's happened, I'll work that out, and we are a severe overspending on our £256,000 a year wage budget, so it's gone well. So, without any further ado, let's go meet the players who have left that you'll know from last season. And I'll talk you through the players who've come in that are going to make the biggest impact, at least in the near future. Okay, so the first of us to leave actually didn't make any appearances in the league for us, but should have done, I feel like, in a different world, I guess. So Richard Chin is the Malaysian international he signed from Charlton, or signed after Charlton release. He actually played 30-odd times for Charlton in League One, but didn't quite break through here, so he then go and he's gone to Johor in the Malaysian Super League. And he's good enough to play in the league, he just wasn't good enough to get into our team. He probably could have done a good job in another Welsh Premier League club, but just came to us at the wrong time. We have too many players in all the positions he can play, which is meant to be able to find a place in the team. So unfortunately, Richard Chin is on his way out. Josh Dacres Cobley is also there. He was our sort of second choice right back winning last season. Did come off the bench a few times for us, but was mostly, if ever, exclusively a going from the bench. I've done a good career playing in the Championship and in League 1 and 2 before he joined us. He's gone actually across the World Premier to Connah's Quay, so we will come up against him next year. He should get in their side fairly easily, I think. But we're not going to be happy in playing for us again. But, hopefully he have a good end of his career at Connah's Quay and good things will come for him. Now, Jordan Webb hasn't fully left the Butley. He has gone out on loan. He was like our third choice goalkeeper last season. Did play one league game. He is the Gibraltarian under-21 international goalkeeper. We sent him on loan to Netley, and he's already played them in the Cymru South this season. 7.9 and a clean sheet. Not a bad way to introduce yourself, but I'm hoping he can reach this potential because he should be good enough. He's got the mentor, sort of, to get there. I just feel like he needs to play regular first team football, and if you do that correctly, that'll work out well for him. But by far the biggest casualty list actually has been the players released who have either retired or I just let go. And there's a lot of players here you'll recognise from last season. So, for example, Josh Anoma, he didn't play for us, but he should have done. I think he's another one of those players. A big career that he had playing in the Scottish Premier League, in the Championship, in the Premier League in England. Could not break into it. I mean, Kid was in 2026 and had played in the Premier League as recently as 2023. And that kind of tells you, Kid was having played in the Scottish Premiership the season before, and just couldn't break into our side, just couldn't get a game for us. So it felt better to let him go and see if he could do something elsewhere. He is wanted by Slough, Blythe and Maid. It's a bit of a fall from grace for Josh Anoma. He's also played for Tottenham Wild players for pretty sad big sort of start of his career. So I was dropped off. I don't fully understand why, but it's not my problem anymore. He has left us, and it's interesting how we've managed to get players to come from Premier Leagues in England and Scotland to play in the Welsh League, and they're not good enough to get in our side. So maybe the Welsh League is getting better, sort of without our interference a little bit. Although obviously now we're there, we're going to kick it on. I know that sort of exemplifies that, although he's had a bit of a fall from race in real life, is Shea Urgent, who again couldn't really get into our side. Played 2 games for us last season in the league and didn't overwhelm, having joined us from Woking. He's had so many games in the Championship, in the Premier League, in the top flight of France League. He's been around for so long, and just never really broke in for us, unfortunately, Shea Urgent. So he was let go as well. Now, Colin Hamilton, who did play on the game for us last season, or while he was here, has decided to retire. I said, well, he played 9 games for us in the league, played, 3 more in the Cups. He was sort of going to be the leader of the back after he joined us from our growth, and played very well when he played, but, his age, he was in his mid-30s, he decided to wind down, so I made him a scout. He's a terrible scout, but, hopefully he'll develop as a backbreed staff member, but he has called time on his career as Colin Hamilton. Danny Barrow did play a lot of football for us over the course of the years. 17 games for us last season after we brought him in from Finland, and very valuable contributor off the bench, but as time went on, he seemed to sort of devolve in ability, and I reached the end of the season, the side was trying to play, and it was going to come back to us in the Welsh League, I guess in the Welsh League, compared to Cardiff Met, it looks like, which is an interesting one, but yeah, it was time for Danny Barrow to move on, and so that's kind of what's happened with just letting go. Fourth, the biggest player for us to have been let go, one of the biggest players, Josh Karoma as well, has gone and did play 16 years, which has joined Boston since we released him. But again, was a regular starter, but seemed to drop off a little bit towards the end of the season, or at least I found better replacements for him. So we've let him go and have a chance at regular football. He's going to play in the Panorama National for Boston. Fair play to them for getting back up to the Panorama National. I felt Ewan Williams played a lot for us last. It's been a while since I've recorded this thing. Ewan Williams felt like he was a player we thought would develop, didn't quite develop after joining us from Charlton. He's been released on a free. Again, he's wanted by Everton and Cardiff Met, so we will probably meet him again as well, which is nice. Joe Winstanley was another player that I thought would be big things, had 9 games for us, and we decided to move him on. It wasn't going to happen for it, unfortunately, but again, he's got offers of interest from other Welsh League clubs, so we may come across him. Connor Wolfheimer was a guy I thought would become a really big goalkeeper for us. In that first season, he was playing a few games in the league for us as our backup keeper, didn't play at all last season. I didn't have faith in him to really improve beyond that, so we've let him go. He's through at Chelmsford, so that's going to be a thing. I feel like Jalen Hankins played a lot of games for us as well, but he didn't. Maybe it's someone I've played with a lot whilst playing in Gibraltar. There we go. That makes so many sense. One thing was interesting, I talked about bringing in Isaac Bigstrom from Storforce. He didn't have a work permit, didn't like getting a work permit. It was quite sad letting go, because it would have been nice to have Isaac Bigstrom be the guy we brought with us everywhere, but wasn't to be so. And if you're wondering why he's not appearing, he couldn't get a work permit, so that happened. Your Orbit Minicon was a Benini's player signed, and again, didn't get a work permit, so I let him go. He was on a contract, so it cost us nothing. Ben Williams came in, Wolves back in the last season, couldn't get a game for us. Now Barry won him, so we could see him this season as well, which would be interesting. It's been a very sort of mixed bag. I don't know, the Matthew Platt played for us as he was going into. He didn't really. He joined us from Bradford, didn't get a game. I feel like Ben Winterburn probably played a few games, but apparently I'm wrong. He's gone to Swansea University, so he's very much enjoying his time in Wales, apparently. Has just decided, which, well, it's career history, but has decided to stay in Wales and play with Swansea Uni. Let's see what players I know played for sure last season. Tanya Lasha-Bela was one of them, and again, he got a few games in, played very well in them, but just wasn't good enough to make the cut this season, so we've released him. No interest for anyone else so far, which I find very interesting, but we'll see what happens. But people already who's coming in, books a lot of loan signings from last season left us as well. So let's give me the players who have come in and talk to them. So I actually started off our transfer business with a guy we already knew, who was Spencer Crowett. He was our starting left back when we first played, very quickly left us to go to Brackley. I realised we had a lack of strength in depth at left back, so I brought him back when Brackley released him, because I figured we could do a lot worse. It's not really costing us anything but wages, so I figured nothing to lose. We brought him on a 1-year deal. If it doesn't work out, we'll let him go again, and he'll get sick of us. But Fenton Bradford has returned. Also returning is Kieran Key, who was our first choice goalkeeper when we brought him in on loan from Southend. He did very well for us. went back to Southend and became their first choice goalkeeper. Then, curiously, they released him. And I thought, well, we've got a little bit of a lack of depth of goalkeeper, so I brought him back because I didn't see a good argument against doing it. He's a decent enough young goalkeeper at 19. He should improve a little bit and will probably get the nod at number one for us this season. Now, this one is 50-50. It's Ben Kershaw. He's joined us on a free from Torquay and can't play everywhere up the middle of the park except up front. Just a player who would add some depth to the squad. I don't think he'll be a regular starter, but I think he'll be a player we probably see a lot of. He's got a good first touch in the market, which could be very useful as a defensive player. It's quite big. We'll see how it goes. It's no real loss to signing. He's not even costing his wages. So Ben Kershaw, we'll have a look at. We've brought in Kieran Edworthy, an English 21-year-old striker from Plymouth that should play up front for us this season. So I'm just, again, a bit of depth up top because I was a little bit worried we were lacking in players that could fill certain roles, and he was one of the names that came up. So we're going to give him a try. Has played 6 games in the league for Plymouth, has yet to score his first senior goal in the league. He has officially scored against Coventry in seniors, which I guess must have been this cup game here. But yeah, he's not really fully broken into Plymouth's team in League One, but we'll give him a go because he's young. He is quick for this level. He's got some potential to grow. We'll see how that goes for him, but we'll probably see him play once or twice this season, I would think. Now, jumping across Wales is James Norris, can play anywhere on the left-hand side and as a central midfielder. Joined us from Cardiff Met, which I knew would be to go hunting for players inside the Welsh League, but this one looked very, very good. He's good all round, nothing's particularly weak. Maybe he's off the ball, but we can work on that with some good mentoring. But his history as well, came through the youth system at Liverpool, had a season on a Premier League 2 where he did very well, had a season last year for Cardiff Met in the Welsh Premier where he did very, very well, just shy of a 7 league average rating, same the season before. And that made me think, this guy's done it at this level, maybe we should give him a chance. And he's pretty good in terms of our general spot. He probably will play quite a lot of football this season. Very likely to play a lot of football this season. Well, the last season, a lot of our defence was on loan, and we didn't really have that stable guy in there. I think Callum Mackley could be that guy. 20 years old, a 3.5-star leading Cymraeg Premier player who could improve a lot. Decent attributes all round, which is nice. Kid from youth system at Brighton. In fact, to say he played for us last season, he did. He played for us on loan last. So it's been a while since I've played with Brett. Remember, I had that big break up until last week, and then we came back with Benin, so I didn't have time to get in the Gresford swim. He's joined us permanently. Is what's happened. There we go. I remember. I English well with reading. Callum Mackley, he's with us full time now, and will be a pretty good signing. So let's just accept that I do that and move on. So more for the future this one than anything else is Stephen Hemingway, a Scottish 18-year-old signed from Hamilton on loan. I don't think he'll play this season, but I want to give him enough opportunities that I can take a look at him because he has that big potential. We'll see how that goes. But Stephen Hemingway should get the odd game here or there this season. Also one likely to look at is the very Irish-sounding Irishman, Yuan Peng. I was confused because he's not actually Chinese. He was just born in China and has a Chinese name, but is apparently Irish. Have a feeling the new gen database may have screwed this one up a little bit. Either way, well accepted, move on. He has very, very good physical. I can't pretend he's great mentally or technically, but at this level, having that player who's good physically can actually be a real game changer. He's 2.5 stars with room for improvement. All of it was from Shelburne in the Irish Premier League, where he did play a lot of games last season. I'd say that's probably on par with the Welsh League in terms of quality. So if you can do well in that league, do well for us. I'm guessing they must have signed a new winger to be willing to let him out on loan to us. But also, he's on loan to us till the end of the year rather than the end of the season. I think his contract might be at this now. So we'll see if we can extend that when we get to the end of the season and the end of the year, and see if it looks like he could be someone we could keep around for a while. If we get any money in, we might make a bid, but he's worth £4 million. And at this level, that may as well be billions. So let's not hold our breath for that one. Considering the loans, all the signings from Villa are basically loan signs. I've loaned in everyone I can get that I didn't have to pay a wage to, pretty much. Because, I want Zealand to be really proud of me. A 3-star centre-half called Derek Hawkshaw on loan from Ayr. He is big. He's decent in terms of his physicals and in terms of his technicals where it counts. Outside of where it counts, he's completely useless. But where it counts, he's fine. Same with his mentors, so that's fine as well. Joins us from Ayr in the Scottish Premiership. Was on loan in the Scottish League 2 with Clydesdale last season. Did okay. Season before that, spent time with Stirling in the same division. Did okay, but has played in the Championship and hasn't disappointed, I would say. So we'll have a look at him and see how he gets on for us. Should play a lot of football for us. And we'll look forward to seeing what he can do to help us out this season. Alongside it, primarily in defence, although it does say he's better on the wing, is Jordan Slade. He's joined us on loan from Inverness, which an unusual place to find an English right back coming through, but there we go. He's quick, which is really what I wanted from him. He can do the tackling and the crossing and all that kind of stuff as well, fairly well. But I've primarily brought him for his speed and his tackling, I've got to be honest. He can improve a lot. I wouldn't expect him to stick around after the end of his loan in February, purely because we're not going to be able to sign him permanently unless they're offering a new contract. We'll have a go. We'll put in an offer for him on a bottom and see if we can get him to agree to sign permanently. That would be nice, but I wouldn't hold any hopes. I've got a feeling it's a player who Inverness have probably got big hopes for, so we'll see how that goes. Chris Coleman joins us from St Johnstone on loan, Northern Irish under 21 international. He'll be our third choice goalkeeper this season, but that's not to say he's static in that position. Hasn't actually played any first team football that I consider. Played off the bench in a one cup game for St Johnstone last season. But he does have that big star potential. Another one can go on loan until February. It's really hard to get players on loan from Scotland till the end of the season. He does have a contract expiring at the end of that season. So if he gets to the team and he does well, we'll look at bringing him in because in that kind of potential, I think he's the kind of hero worth to have around the squad by Gam. Now, around the as well, around now, we've got a lot of defenders on loan again. It's pretty hard to find good defenders to sign at this stage, although we're kind of in that crossover between the Welsh League you start with and the Welsh League you can end up with enough signings from the English leagues that finding the right players to be hard. But Zach Flatman, the 3.5-star Scottish fullback, they on both sides, has had the 21 caps, joined us on loan from Motherwell, having spent last season with Inverness. Has played in the Scottish Premiership, has played in the Championship, so should know his way around, should be okay for us in the Welsh Premier. I've got very big hopes that he will be our probable starting fullback this season, probably on the right, although I can switch into the left. And yeah, it just looks decent enough all round. Okay, he could use some work on some of his mental and technicals, but they're not far enough behind the curve for the Welsh League that I'm worried. So we're going to just hope we can squeeze some good stuff from him. In a meeting of several worlds, we've signed Nathan Moriah Welch as well to be an option. Pretty much everyone on the pitch. He'll play primarily in the centre of midfield, but the fact that he can fill in anywhere down the right and pretty much anywhere through the middle is very nice for us. He's a guy and he is international, 44 caps. But what I thought was interesting on him, having started his career at Newport and then gone on to Bournemouth right field mode at Newport, he then went and played for Mayo, who we have come across on this channel before. I don't think we played against them with Sort for us, but we have managed them on the channel before in a previous journey. I just thought it was very interesting that he was available on loan. Did require a work permit because, of course, he has a British second nationality. And it was just nice to have around. Played very well in the First Division North in Sweden over the last 3 seasons. Very consistent. Well, there's just until November, but I have a feeling this contract running out. It is. So we'll have a look at him. If he plays well, we'll sign him up for a permanent. For now, he's costing us nothing. He's got some good experience. So, yeah, let's see what we can get from Nathan Moriah Welch. Also adding depth in around the squad is Matt Beast. Headed right back and centre midfielder, both defensive and regular, which is nice. Gives us some options in the box there. 19 years old, done someone from Dundee United. has been around a little bit, played Spartans in League 2 and Peterhead in League 2, as well as playing a couple of games and starts, in fact, for Dundee in the Scottish Premiership last season. So they're looking at him as being maybe someone they can turn into a major player. I don't game until January, which is very odd. I'm guessing it's because his contract is running out at the end of next season. But again, if he looks like he's going to do good things, if he's interested and available, we'll sign him up, because there's really no good reason not to. And he should get into our side. So very happy to have Matt Beath here. Donald is returning for this season as well. Was, of course, here until hit on loan last season. I think he'd only had about half the season last season. We've got him on loan for the full season this season from Inverness. He was so good for us in his first time. I can't wait to see what he does in his second one. He's massively improved as a player since he was here last as well, which is really nice. First kind of spurting development from the 19-year-old. And we'll see what that shapes out to in terms of our team and real terms going forward. Henry Clark, who was Scottish, then most of the Scottish in the 19 squad here, I swear. He could sign from Queen's Park, and again, another option for us in midfielder, who we can pitch you as a centre-half as well, which I really like. Has played last season for Alloa in the Scottish Championship and did very, very well there, so that's promising as well. I do like this team. I think his mentals, his technicals will prove really useful for us. Isn't actually any south in physicals either, so quite happy with him as a signing, especially when it costs us nothing. And we'll be here to the end of the season. And finally, joining us on loan from Brentford is Wade Primus. He's here to the end of the season, which is nice to see. Big transfer value there, didn't he? For sure. But there we go. We highlighted it anyway. I was mostly a playmaker for players in Masala. In fact, I do notice that the centre midfield role we are likely to use pretty well. And just a very, very good player. Big potential, good enough to be playing right now, which is nice to see. If everything is everything. Honestly, I mean, the three technicals he needs to be a deep-layered playmaker are exceptional for this level, and everything else is well within range to be at least better than average. So, very, very happy with Wade Primus as a loan signing. Has not played senior league football. Don't know if he's had a couple of periods anyway. He hasn't. He's just been playing for the second team at Brentford for the last few years, but hasn't been embarrassing himself. So, we'll take that and see how we can do. But that pretty much rounds out our signings for the year. There are a couple I didn't mention that I think are just players for the future or filling out a squad or other things. But, you bet the bulk of the squad. Let's have a look at how that's going to look roughly in terms of the squad planner, because that's probably good. I'll make sure about basing it as well. It's a good idea, because otherwise we'll all be very confused. Let's do a quick suggest for everything. Please, that would be nice. And how we do it. Right, so if we get a full squad view, we can see that I think Mason Terry is going to start in goal for us. We do have Kieran Key. They'll probably fight it out. In terms of the defence and Conor Oblivy, did you guys see Conor Oblivy? Or was he a player I decided towards the middle of last season? I don't remember. It's done that thing where it's included all the players I thought about signing. Beautiful. That's pretty helpful. Let's sort that out. That's really, really helpful. So let's look at let's find huge transfers in out just to make sure that's a thing. And then I don't know how you tell it to not factor in players you thought about signing. Let me go through a by position. We'll go through it properly in just a second. Okay, I've finally sorted out. If anyone knows how to fix that faster, let me know in the comments down below, for the love of God, because I don't know why it does that. So in goal, it looks like Mason Terry, Kieran Key, and Chris Coleman. In that order are going to be our first three choices. Our left back is saying Flatman Lewis and Josh Emmanuel. Should say Flatman Lewis and Johnston at right back, which is interesting. In the middle, we're relying on Mackley, Mercer, and Forshaw. I'm sure Jamie Mercer's still there. And if I know he's not. There we go. I'm sure I had him back in on loan, but that's right. We'll get rid of him from both of those, and it's going to bring out another name. I'm pretty sure isn't here either. Tunji Akinola, is he still there? No. Why? For the love of God, why? Right. Callum Leddingham's not even here anymore, is he? I'm sure that Callum Leddingham. Jesus, what? This is a nightmare. Right, Reggie Evans probably isn't here either. He is here, good, right. We're back on even keel. So we've got Mackley, Hawkshaw, and Hebbins, it's saying. Apparently our assistant manager is actually paying attention to who is here with him, isn't it? Good stuff. We've got John McDonald, Joe Moore, and Dwayne Primus in the Wazala position on the or on the midfielder side, we're looking at Morrow, Lewis, and McDonald. So maybe more depth here there. We'll find out. On the left wing, Jayesimi, who I'm sure is still here. If I sold him and missed it, I'd be shocked. I didn't, but so Jayesimi, Taylor Richards, and John McDonald on the left wing. On the right wing, Ross McConville, you'll notice, doesn't have a star rating. He is joining us on loan from Dundee in the second half of the season. He can't join us right now because he's not 18 yet, but he turns 18 at the end of December, and then will join us as soon as the window opens. And I think this kid is probably going to be really, really good. I've just got a feeling about this kid. In that he seems to be playing a lot of cup-type games. He's already played Scotland under 18s. What I signed actually, it was a long list of what I've been interested in as a one big kind of signing. A lot of Premier League sides in there. So we're going to take the punt on him. Jason Richard also in there. And our front three is going to be some combination apparently of Obafemi, Kenny and Brophy, which is nice. So that's kind of everything out for the season. In terms of our scheduling, we'll get all these friendlies because I've been largely trying to balance the books. We're going to start in the MG Cup against Aberystwyth, where, of course, in the below us, they got relegated and we replaced them in the Welsh Premier. We start our league season, which will be on Tuesday next week with Carmarthen. And then we're going to start fighting our way through the first stage of the league season. Until this bit, we are predicted in the season preview, I think I mentioned this before, predicted a season preview to actually reward the league at the first time of asking, which feels a little bit ambitious. I don't like time just to sell in, but that's life, I guess. So they expect, and I think actually the board have said they're going to sack us if we don't win the league. I bet you on that being a thing. Yeah, we do. So we're required to win the JD Premier, required on our first time of asking. They also want us to win the Cup and the MV Cup, and we're required to open the wage budget, which I'll sort out towards the end of the season, I'm sure. But yeah, honestly, breathtaking. They want us to just win the league as soon as we get here. That should be interesting. Anyway, thanks for watching. How's always been chasing Lenny. I apologise for this to be a long episode. It always is the transfer specials. We'll be on a shorter episode on Thursday as we do the MG Cup, which I'll probably report fairly shortly, to be honest. Yeah, just get out of the way. But thanks for watching, guys. Have always been chasing lately. Till next time, stay safe and have a good evening.